the longtime viewers know that I'm more than happy to admit when I was wrong. I'm happy to admit when a card is, like I historically think it's bad, and you know what, it's actually not that bad when you combine it and just play to it relatively well. I will wholeheartedly admit that. And today, as you see from the title and the thumbnail probably, I get to finally revisit Scheming Symmetry, a card that I still do not completely like. But I think I like this card a lot in combination with Trapmaker Snare. I think I really like Trapmaker Snare, and Scheming Symmetry just works really well with it. Trapmaker Snare, I honestly never really didn't like. It's a card that tutors for any trap, gets you an archive trap, but Scheming Symmetry, hands down, wins us so many games this league and gets us to do so many powerful things. I don't know. Is it time to play Scheming Symmetry and Mill? Scheming Symmetry Mill. I think a hand like this is okay. I mean, you can cast Maddening Cacophony on too. So we're going to try this. Promise myself, I've mentioned it in the intro already. I promise to go into this with an open mind. Try not to have a vendetta against this card. But we'll make it work. We'll make it work. There's some really cool traps in this deck, by the way. There's one really cool trap in here. And I really hope I mentioned it in the intro of the video, but it's a sweet card against rhinos. It's such a sweet card against rhinos. So we're not going to do anything with Symmetry just yet. I think our plan is get a Watery Grave, right? So we have that option. Then next turn, I can Polluted Delta out to an island, mill them for 6, then Cacophony for 8. What was it, 8 or 7? 8. Okay. And then what's nice about this deck is, like, if you grind really long, there genuinely is just a Fraying Sanity Cacophony one shot. So that's kind of nice about this. Okay, that's the wrong Nexus in terms of like infects. That's kind of nice for us. Trapmaker Snare. You don't say. Trapmaker Snare is kind of interesting. Because next turn, okay, that kind of changes my thoughts here, because next turn I might just have near lethal here, but it really depends on what they grab. Because I can't Trapmaker Snare now. Trying to think about how I use this maximally. I don't think I'm supposed to get an archive trap now against this matchup. So I think we're just gonna go for the mill plan. Just keep hitting them in the face. This matchup can turn pretty south really quick. So let's just like throw things at them. Right? Pass the turn there. And then what I can do next turn is maybe I can Trapmaker Snare first. Right? No, I Trapmaker Snare first. Then I can Scheming Symmetry to put another archive trap on top. Archive trap them. Okay. No blocks there. Yeah. Then archive trap them off that. Oh. Okay, that changes the math on everything. Hold on. Wait. Okay, drawing an archive trap literally changes the math on everything. Hold on. I can mill them for 29 cards this turn. I can mill them for 29 cards, and I think that's the plan. I could even go Fractured Sanity, actually, and save the Trapmaker Snare, which is actually better. So what I can do is we're going to Field of Ruin. It's actually kind of sick. So we're going to Field of Ruin. Right, we're going to Scheming Symmetry, an archive trap. I'm going to draw with Fractured Sanity. This maximizes the amount of cards I mill them on one turn. So we're going to Scheming Symmetry. Right, and then... yeah, this still works. So we're going to Scheming Symmetry. Am I actually making Symmetry work? Come on now. Come on, folks. Okay, we're going to hit him with that Symmetry. Veil of Summer is an option that this deck has against us. What's nice is like you bring in stuff like the Black Trap, which can exile cards, which is kind of nice with Trapmaker Snare. It's like Trapmaker Snare becomes like a 2-mana tutor for all these options that you get in your deck. So that is one thing that's really nice. We're going to grab an Archive Trap, right? So we're each going to get a card. I'm going to mill them for 4 here, down to 31, and then mill them for 26. I'm going to mill them for a ton here. Down to like 5 cards. And I essentially just say you have to win the game next turn. Or else you lose, because then I can Trapmaker Snare next turn. So I can Field of Ruin, Trapmaker Snare next. Oh no, don't do that. Don't do that. Don't do that. Cycle. Right? Cycle, draw a card. Okay, I'll just do this now in case this means something. Okay. Right. Mill 4. Do this. Mill it for 4 more. Okay, now they're at 5 cards. They essentially just have to win now, and they very well... I don't know how they could get me down to 0, though. Again, next turn, we go Field of Ruin. We Field of Ruin one of their lands. We mill them for a ton. Like, they have to kill the Ruin Crab here. So I have to think... I have to... You know, if they start swinging in for combat here, I have to be very careful about, like, where I want to block, what type of damage they're doing to me. Because if I need to block with a Ruin Crab to survive, sure. That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to leave this unblocked. I don't see a line where, you know, with 3 cards, they get me down to 0 right now. Not like without combat. Okay. Okay, that does change. Oh, no, that doesn't. Ruin Crab gets around the 1 ring. What did... Wait. Ruin Crab gets around the 1 ring. What did they think was going to happen there? I love that. Okay. Well, that still works. So sorry, opponent. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I think they did not understand that. Okay. So we're not playing Tasha's. That's a pretty big downside against this deck. I think what we can do, it's been a while since I played against Affinity or sorry, Scales. Usually Scales doesn't really matter like this. You kind of just build for Tasha. So Voidmere. Oh, yeah. Voidmere is going to be a pretty big one. Voidmere, Chalice are probably going to be pretty big ones. I don't mind Surgical. Could very much seeing Fraying Sanity coming out. Right? I can see Spell Pierce being a thing. Right? Is this really a Surgical matchup, though? It's not really. It's really not a Surgical matchup. This is a Fatal Push matchup. I think we just pass from there. If they play a Shuffle effect, all right. Right? Like, there's only so much I can play around. We're already up a game. So, this is a Fatal Push matchup. Without Tasha's, though, it's a little tough. Scheming Symmetry did help us win that game, though. I will say, for all the people in the comment section. I don't want to change my tune. But hey, if I see the win, I gotta go for it. Get some Discord notifications too. Let me open this up. Hold on to your butts, folks. Hold on, let's bring them down here. Okay. Oh, okay. Just some people adding me. This is a mulligan. What is this? To mold a 5? He's so for real right now. I don't have to mold a 5. This hand sucks though. Do anything. Yeah, this hand is better. Okay, it's gonna have to be drop that. Drop this. I know keeping Drown is kind of weird based on this hand, but I gotta keep some semblance of removal, right? So, Shelldock. Hopefully this can help us like close out the game. We can put a Fractured Sanity under there. Then what we'll start doing, we can go... Kind of have to go Hedron Crab into land, right? Like, establish a board. They have Dismember, sure. This is a good sign though. Ancient Stirrings on turn 2 means they're not really playing a threat right now necessarily. They actually mauled like a fair amount too. Yeah, so Agatha's gonna come down next turn. Zabaz. If I could kill that right now, I would. This sucks. Do I mill them? Because I know they have the Soul Cauldron, right? Okay. I don't want to feed their yard, but I kind of do for the drown. No. Okay, we're gonna do this, then play the crab. We're gonna do this, then play the crab. I see the Soul Cauldron and I don't want to enable it. Because Soul Cauldron is how I lose this game, especially with one out active. It's gonna be really hard to kill stuff. And just hopefully next turn I can start drawing some lands. We're at 22 lands, so it's not terrible. It's not that bad, folks. It's not that bad. Don't worry. Don't be too concerned. Don't be too concerned right now. Let's see here. The boss has some like weird art. Let me tell you, like some like I don't even understand. Like, is that the eye? Like I don't. It's a weird art. I'll tell you that. Some strangeness. Second Zabaz land thing maybe. Oh, okay. So now it's like a 4/4 because the modular triggers twice. No, it's a 5/5. Oh, it's a 6. Okay, all right. Forget me. Forget me. Okay, so they don't have a second land. They're just gonna swing in for 6. No blocks on that. I think the crab is pretty valuable here. Give me like a black source. Just come on. All right, fine. Whatever. That's a card out of your hand. That's just more information. That's fine. Give me a black source. I'll be fine. Right now. Give me a black source right now. I'll be fine. Because if I enabled their yard, they definitely would have just played Soul Cauldron here. It's like I'm getting laughed at right now. Okay. Well, it'll have to do. It'll have to do. I'm definitely not Scheming Symmetry. I'll tell you that much. Definitely not doing that. Definitely not doing that. So we're gonna be able to drown that next turn. Yeah, we'll be able to drown that next turn. I'm gonna leave this Prismatic Vista uncracked. I'm getting a basic with it, so it's not like I have to worry about things coming in untapped, whatever. I actually really don't like Prismatic Vista in this list. I don't like Prismatic Vista. Like, you're playing 3 Watery Graves. If you're playing Prismatic Vista, you should be playing like 6 basics. Because you're playing Field of Ruin too. You should be playing like 5-6 basics at least. There's like 4 in this list. This isn't the fetch line with 3 Watery Graves. Okay, fair enough. Yep, take another 6. Fortunate that I have to take so much, but at least they mauled like pretty hard like us too, so okay, there you go. So I will take that for what it is. We'll play that. We'll fetch for a basic swamp. We will drown this. Right. Nothing that they can copy that necessarily, you know, helps it. Just 2 Zabazes, so kind of nice that way. We'll just feed their graveyard a bit more, and because, you know, we gotta mill, right? Like, we gotta get to our little win condition of you know, the Fractured Sanity. And then really, what I'm looking for, I see I can't Scheming Symmetry next turn. This says non-land. Yeah, I think that's death. I think that's game, actually. That's both of their cards that they have left. That's game. Destroy target creature with mana. I mean, it's destroy target creatures, so there's that. That's kind of nice. Get them down to 24 cards. Okay, no, it's gonna have to be Drown. It's gonna have to be Drown. Boss, Patchwork Automaton. It just gains the activated abilities, right? Yeah, activated abilities. That doesn't matter. So Zabaz's activated ability. Oh, okay, whatever. It's not that big to me right now. Let's see what they end up doing here, right? Like they have 0 cards here. I wonder how they'll make things work. Like I can drown and pay for the ward too. So, you know, that's kind of nice. Really, it's one of those things where it's like, if they go for the lethal, like there's a world here where if I draw an Archive Trap next turn, I Scheming Symmetry, Archive Trap, 26 cards. You know, they draw 1 here, go to 36, 26 cards leaves them at 10, Shelldock Isle, GG's. It's just, I need the, that's fine. Yeah, so they have those abilities, and that's fine. So it's whenever they play an artifact, this thing grows. What's their card? Is it a land? Or is this Saga? That's... Oh, yikes. Yep. Yeah, I'll have to take 3 here. I'll have to just take 3. Okay. Pass the turn. Nothing on me here. Archive Trap off the top. Polluted Delta doesn't solve my situation. I'm not going to play it either, because I could use it for a land drop. Here's the problem. Okay, I'll play it because there's a world where I can start just like countering stuff out. Right now, yeah, right now they don't have anything that they can steal the activated abilities off of. I have my basic out already. Sure. Just everything is a boss. Modular 1. Okay, that's fine. That's fine. I can pay for it. So now their Urza Saga can create constructs, and that's fine. Yep, so I have to drown this thing. What's nice here is they're going through attacks. They're not attacking me with the Ink Mod, so it's not like I have to take any infect damage right now. So we're gonna, you know, ward trigger goes off. Right, pay for the ward trigger. Right, they'll activate. What? Doesn't have modular? Oh, it doesn't have the trigger. It doesn't get the trigger off of that. That's interesting to note. Okay, deck thin, like legitimately. I guess. Okay, let's see what they play here. So we're gonna go Scheming Symmetry. We're gonna return Oboro to my hand. Yeah, we'll Scheming Symmetry them. It's just like, I don't think I want to get an Archive Trap here. What's the card that I get? So let me think here. If I play this, I mill them 3 cards. They go to 32. Then I can Archive Trap them. For 13, they go to 19. They draw a card, go to 18. I have mill 14 tucked under there. It's got to be like Fractured Sanity or something. Yeah, I think it's like legit Fractured Sanity. I legit think it's Fractured Sanity. So archive trap them. Then we go Ruin Crab. Build them for 3. Right. Right, that's fine. Oh, right. Walking Ballista. Oh, baby. Yeah, all right. Okay. You got it. Yeah, I got no way around that. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Well, that was the thing to dodge. I think we're fine. Honestly, I think we just run it back. We like they mulligan, we mulligan, they just have better cards. Remember, we're playing literally a severely disadvantaged mill deck. Like on average, this deck cannot grind. This deck is explosive. It's meant to win early. This deck cannot grind. Not in this modern metagame, so. Not in this modern metagame at all. So let's see what happens. There's like a world where Whiplash Trap is a thing too, but not so much, I guess. This is fine. This is fine. Yeah. If they dismember me, that's unfortunate. But we get to kill a lot of their early stuff if they dismember me, because that's a spell in their yard. So we're just going to throw out a Ruin Crab. Then we can hold up Drown on 2. And then we curve out like that. Let's see what they're doing here. No Tashas. Let's see if we can get a little lucky with their mulligan. They start the game off with 7. They either have something explosive or hopefully no answers to this crab. That would be great. No answers to crab would be a beautiful thing. All right, pass through opponent. I'm all yours. Forest, hardened scales. Good. Good. I don't mind. Yeah, we'll do that after. We're gonna grab a Watery Grave with this. Just shock this now. I'm like 90% sure we're going to be countering something this turn. If they play nothing, that's insane. Like, they're literally an aggro deck. If they play nothing, that's insane. Unhinged behavior if they play nothing. That just shows me, like, Veil of Summer. Because then they're like, they might be waiting to cast something on 1 and then veil my threat. There's no way you don't play nothing. Yup. Absolutely not. Now the question is, do I go land, Fractured Sanity, Visions next turn? Yeah, it seems like the plan. Yeah, it kind of seems like the plan. Or I could just wait, because they're at 13 cards. I could drown something. I could just be a little patient. I think but does patience pay the bills? That's the question right now. I think it's worth being patient. This deck is really explosive, and I think that's the problem here, right? Like, if I let it's not like I have the win confirmed in my hand, right? Visions could just draw me dead, and then I'm left with nothing against a deck that has an Inkmoth Nexus out. I have no Field of... We're playing 3 Field of Ruins in this list. So a lot less ways to tackle something like an Inkmoth Nexus. Echoing Depths entering as a Saga, I'm assuming. Yeah, tap Saga though, so that's good. Tap Saga. So they don't get like the use of the lands or like the mana this turn. Echoing Depths is a really cool card. Really cool card. Yeah. All right, opponent. Arcbound Ravager, definitely. It's a very counterable spell. I will say that. It is a very counterable spell. So 14 cards in there. We get them to exact here. $20. Draw 3 cards. Could get cute with them here. I think why not? Why not? Let's get cute with them. Let's hit them with that. Get the archive trap, put it on top. We'll Fractured Sanity. We'll mill them for 17. Why not? We're here for it, right? That's what I'm here to do. I'm here to do the Scheming Symmetry thing. And then next turn, we play like Hedron Crab, mill them out for like a ton. Right? Mill them out. Hit them with that. And then next turn, we pretty much have the win here. If they just go through one card, like one more card in their deck, like we just have it off the Fractured Sanity. Like, we don't even need to activate, like, the Pithing Needle here. Ancient Stirrings, not a lot of options in their deck right now. Agatha's Soul Cauldron is perfectly fine. With no active creatures, Soul Cauldron is perfectly fine. Scheming Symmetry, allowing us to do some cute things. Scheming Symmetry allowing us to do some cute things here. So, 1 colorless mana. Okay. They can't play the One Ring this turn either. So even with the One Ring, we have the Ruin Crab, so it's going pretty good. Opponent, 1 colorless mana. It's really just up to what we have in hand. Could have a bunch of dead cards in hand. From, you know, from their perspective, we could. What are they doing with this colorless mana though? Unless they have another land, which I can imagine they do. They could create a token. I'm trying to imagine their situation right now. Like, what's their thought process? Okay, so Boz. Okay, so no. Okay, you lose next turn. Perfect. I'm a big fan of that. Yeah, play this. And you're taking the L, right? I mean, they don't know that. Like, this isn't lethal on board. I have to cast the spell, but, you know what I'm saying. You know what I'm saying. Let's do this. Right. Let's Trapmaker's Snare. Cycle. Just cast spells for the sake of casting them. Okay, into another Trapmaker Snare. All right, there you go. GG. Scheming Symmetry genuinely did help us win the game. Let's go to game 2. Hands. This is not one of them. I'm really hoping to use Fraying Sanity at some point. Did not get it at all. Oh. Triple Crab hand. Lose me this Fractured Sanity. Do that Fraying Sanity, I should... yeah, Fractured Sanity. Crumbling Vestige. Is this Amulet? Yeah, it's Amulet. Okay. I know me a good Amulet hand. Seems pretty good. All right, so they're probably not going to be too happy about this opener right here. Prismatic Vista into Ruin Crab. Probably not going to be too happy about that opener. So we're going to go Ruin Crab. We're going to be milling them for a ton. Like a ton here. Okay, Crumbling Vestige. Gives them green on ETB. Spelunking. They're going off. I'll tell you that. So the only thing we can hope for is just to get them as much as possible here. So Teleria West comes in. Yep. At 4 mana, they could very well tighten me next turn. So let's see what we... Okay. Like... What does Scheming Symmetry really do for me right now other than enable Archive Trap? Which is pretty possible. It's just like... What type of value does that give me? I can Scheming Symmetry, grab another Archive Trap. It might just be worth it. It honestly, Symmetry might just be worth it. Because I want to mill as many cards now, potentially hitting some of Amulet's haste lands and stuff like that. Maybe some of their Valakits and everything. Yeah, this actually might just be worth it now. Okay. Save targets always yield. Right. Might just be worth it now. We'll grab this. right? Right, and then we're gonna Symmetry. Grab ourselves an Archive Trap off the top. That allows us to then like take advantage of that Field of Ruin. Very all in right now, but it's okay. We've kind of gone through like half their deck at this point. We'll take a look at the damage we've done from there. What they grab at this point. They can't counter anything at this point, so they're like a Pact of Negation. They're not paying for that Pact. So yeah, they're not paying for that Pact if they have a Pact of Negation. Let's see what they have in here. Mycosynth. That's one Valakut, but they seem to be getting there without Amulet of Vigors, so I mean, to get off with their hasty plan, like they need the Vigors, so they're just kind of ramping into a bunch of things, but Spelunking really does help them. Yeah, I guess Spelunking, yeah, the land's coming untapped though, so there is that. Opponent really deep in thought with this one. It's been a while for them. Let's see what they milled over after the Arboreal Grazer. Looks like it was a One Ring. Fair enough. Honestly, wasn't that great, but that's all up to like randomness, right? The mill we got wasn't that great, but we did get deeper than we thought, like we originally, right? We're like 13 cards deeper now versus potentially this turn where they might just get Amulet off or Titan off here. So the Growth Chamber is going to enter untapped. Yeah. Yeah. They have the 6 mana they need. They can bring in a Titan now, which is fine. What are they doing? Okay. All right. Yeah. Prime time. Yeah. Things are going to come in tapped. So we're going to be able to mill them for a ton here. I'm counting like 25 cards. Oh, I have lethal. If they grab 2 lands, I have lethal. Because Field of Ruin forces a basic out of their hand, out of their deck. That's 1. If they grab 2 lands here, that's 24. 23 off the 1 land. Oh. Oh no. Oh no, don't do this. Right. This, see, I didn't mill enough. I completely forgot. Okay, so they potentially just have lethal. They need trample. So I can make my decisions based on what they get right now. I can make my decisions based off what they get here. Fortunately, I was not able to get over some of these utility lands. Kessig Wolfrun. Oh. Okay. Alright. I'll take 6. Yeah. Alright. Kessig Wolfrun. Alright. Do they have Pact? Is that like the idea there? They have Pact. I'm going to make it so they don't have the blue to pay for it. Right? Because Pact is blue. Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Got the Field of Ruin. We're going to field hitting the... I don't want to give them more on tap mana. Hit the Teleria West. Right? Grab an island. You mill that much. Okay. Then I Archive Trap you. Pact? Nothing? Still got there. Unless they have an Endurance here. Okay, perfect. We still managed to get there. Oh, I was so scared. Okay, so matchup like this, Mindbreak Trap, Soul Guide Lantern. Not Mindbreak, sorry. Ravenous Trap. This is what we want. And then we're probably just going to take out... Actually, honestly, Fraying Sanity is probably like the first thing that comes out. Then like some copies of Visions of Beyond, and then we can get rid of like 1 Trapmaker's Snare. You just play it like that. So the reason we're getting rid of the copies of the Visions of Beyond is simply because of yeah, well, we don't really want dead cards in this matchup. Yeah, so the reason we're getting rid of a copy of the Visions of Beyond is because we're bringing in all this grave hate. But it's for those endurances, right? Like, that's the idea. Oh, this hand is so close but so far. If this was swamp Scheming Symmetry, all this, come on, snap keep. No, not that hand though. Nope. Wow, we are really mulliganing hard. Okay, 1 and 2. Yep, both of those gone. Okay, we're on the draw against Amulet. They brought in their whole sideboard against us and managed to find a keepable 7. I mean, a deck playing like 20, like 30 plus lands sometimes. Fair enough. Like, truly fair enough. Fine. No Amulet on turn 1 though. I'll take that as a win. I'll play this just because I can start, you know, drowning on their turn here. All right, Pete 250. Hit me with it. All right, sagas and sagas. I do like that. Color, like, lack of colored sources. What do you have for 2 colorless? Defense Grid is hilarious. Okay, fair enough. Defense Grid is absolutely a meme, but sure. Okay, no need to play. We're just gonna mill them out as much as possible here. Save targets, always yield, right? And we're gonna do this now because that Urza Saga is gonna trigger next turn here. We're gonna get the island out. Right, next turn we get our swamp out. Defense Grid is hilarious, but we have to work double time here. It's kind of like these crab triggers almost don't matter for the first little bit. Yep. Okay, Urza Saga grabs Amulet of Vigor. That's completely fair. So now they're going to start being able to do stuff. So on their turn, can't really do much. Not with the mana that I have. If everything's going to cost 3 more. Defense Grid. I feel like I'm playing Legacy. Defense Grid and Modern. Fair enough. Fair enough. It feels like it gets to that point sometimes, eh? Feels like it gets to that point sometimes. All right. Golgari Raw Farm. Return your Urza Saga. Yep. Turn your Urza Saga. On 1. That's crazy. Okay. Yeah, they're going to wipe my stuff out. Fair enough. And they're going to lose their Amulet just for all of that. That is insane. That is insane. They did all of... Okay, well, you know what I'm going to cast right now. You know what I'm going to cast right now. Get their prime time out of there. Right? So they got literally a whole load of nothing. Earthquake is crazy. Let's take those out. What is Earthquake? Each creature... Okay, I guess that's a win condition. They have 1 Valakut in there. Cultivator, Colossus, and Dryads. Like, they can still win in by swinging, but their hand right now is a whole load of nothing. They kind of just have to go off with Urza Saga, which is still completely fair. Okay. Fair enough. So put that away. Play this. Oh, we won't be countering much, you know. We won't be countering much. But we'll make it work. We'll make it work. And then they're not creating these like right now anyway. So 3 mana for Spelunking. Fair enough. Draw a card. They're doing some rampity ramp. Rampity schwamp. Okay, Spelunking comes down. Kessig Wolfrun is surprisingly relevant. Spelunking. Saga, they drew that. Fair enough. Okay, I like the drawing lands because eventually the drowns will be able to be cast. This is where I can get... Oh, actually, I realize I'm playing the stock list. There was a list that I had that I just made some adjustments to the land base, but when I went to my Mana Trader's Rent, I was like, oh, I actually just got the list stock, which is, you know what, it's staying true to it, I guess. Yeah, so Amulet comes down. Right, Simic Growth Chamber. Can you really play like a Cultivator Colossus this turn though? You know? That's fair. So now this makes it so like pretty much like nothing I do is gonna resolve like that, so that's fine. Polluted Delta. Crack that. Grab a Watery Grave. Yep. Not killing anything. It's kind of nice, but everything costs 6 now. Actually, don't do anything now. Don't do anything now. Yeah, don't pass through now, because... yeah, so they're going to create something here, and I'm going to be able to drown it now. So, let's do that now. I'll just do this now, actually. It doesn't really matter. I can't do it. It's kind of just like working with a soft Teferi effect. Just bring that in tapped. This is actually really tough. The defense grids do make this like really complicated. And the fact that they had that whole line where they got like an engineered explosives and like they had that was really unfortunate. I'm gonna grab maybe another amulet at this point. Yep, double amulet, create a ton of mana, pack for a Cultivator Colossus. They have like a bounce land. I guess they're trying to do the math right now. You go like, you can't play 2 lands a turn. Don't play 1. You can go 1. You can create like 5 mana. Yeah, nothing crazy. Not yet. That's hilarious, but we're gonna drown that. So they can play a Cultivator Colossus next turn. We're just gonna do that and pass. Honestly, I should play the Ensnaring Bridge. Like, from what it's looking like, I should play the Ensnaring Bridge. And I might drop a Visions and do so. But actually, like, I don't even know, like I kind of just want to take out, you know, they potentially don't even have, like, the endurances or whatever, but I haven't milled them. That's what I got to play out for. Like, even if they win here, I have to play out as far as possible just for the information, really. I think Cultivator was better. No? I guess not. I'm just 1-for-1ing you right now. Okay. Let's just hit you with this then. There's the Cultivator Colossus gone. One of the Earthquakes definitely works here. The Earthquakes definitely work here. They can get to 14, because Earthquake deals damage to each player, and they definitely have more life than me. Unless the One Ring creates that parity. That'll be a beautiful thing. So the Valakut's gone, the Cultivator Colossus is gone, so now I just have to deal with like stray creatures coming in, and they do have a Summoner's Pact, so stray creatures, quote unquote, is definitely a problem. Yep. Summoner's Pact. You know, I looked through their whole deck list. They don't have an endurance. What am I talking about? I literally looked through their whole deck list, like... oh, they do have an endurance. Okay, I'm down to concede there. That's fine. Yeah. I'm down to concede there. That's fine. Yeah, let me just run it back. I'm fine with no bridge. Wow, if we could just get good hands, this is fine. I have to get rid of the Trapmaker Snare. Their sideboard plan, it's working. They're mulling to 5 though. That is kind of nice. They are mulling to 5. That is a good feel here. Okay, so Prismatic Vista right now. Play out the Ruin Crab and pass. Hopefully we can get to the point where the Visions of Beyond is enabled. That'd be great. If not, no worries. They did mull to 5, which is kind of nice. Yep. And we are going to be able to just enable the drown, which is great. Let's get this in now. Pass through. Okay. So we can just start countering some things, which is great. Yep. Select triggered ability. So they're really going to use that to tutor. And I kind of need a... okay, well, there you go. I was going to say, I kind of need to field ruin that now, but I can field that. And then really just... this is time walking them in so many ways. If I can get the thing here too, that'd be great. So I need to get, you know, I'll take whatever I can get at this point. Yeah, they're not doing much against me this turn. That's fine. Just Field of Ruin them. Just time walk them. It's better off. Just time walk them. Yep. Mill them for 3. Just lands. Just lands. There is an... there is a meme here. There is a real meme here where I can get the Urza Saga. I think I will. There's a real meme here to get the Urza Saga, because I know that is a land in their hand right now. That prevents them from getting the Amulet of Vigor unless they have it. That is actually 110% hilarious. They have an Endurance in hand. I will take that Urza Saga out. And they just have no way to play a second land. That was their second. That is hilarious. Folks, come on. King of Mill right here. Let's go. That was the call of the century. They are not happy about that one. GG easy. All right, mulligan this hand. Took a while here, but this... Okay, this is not bad. We'll keep a Trapmaker Snare. We'll keep a Trapmaker Snare. Honestly, there's... No, I can't keep double Trapmaker Snare. It's just not like mana efficient, but let's see what our opponent does here. Verdant Catacombs off the top. All right, XXX questionably awesome XX. Okay. Thoughtseize. Verdant Thoughtseize off a Watery Grave. Okay, so this is like just Death Shadow. This is just Death Shadow. So they take my crab. Completely fair. Yeah, this is just Shadow. Play Watery Grave tapped. Then next turn, we can just Trapmaker Snare. We just have to hope for them to, like, enable their... Why is Death Shadow playing this? I'm assuming this is Death Shadow. It could just be Dimir Terror. Or not Dimir. I'm thinking of Pauper. It could just be Dimir Control. I mean. Yeah, it looks like Dimir Control. If they Fatal Push, I want them to do it here. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I was going to say, if they Fatal Push, I want them to do it here. So just like throwing stuff into their yard. Eventually when I Trapmaker Snare, I imagine, you know, they'll tutor at some point. I can Visions of Beyond. Douthie Void Walker. Okay. Douthie Void Walker. Okay. They could draw 3 cards as well. There is that. So I can mill them for 6, go to 14, 8, draw 3 cards. Seems like a pretty solid plan. Let's do that. Then they can sack their Douthie if they want to. That's fine. Grab my 7 island. Right, then we cast the Cacophony. Then we draw 3. Right, and they can grab all these. See, this is okay. When you're drawing 3 straight lands with Visions of Beyond, it's not that great of a card. I'll tell you that much. It's not that great of a card. A little sip of the Coke here. All right. So they know we have the Trapmaker Snare. They know we're kind of memeing in that direction. Douthie swings in. That's fine. You're not going to take my draw 3. Pretty powerful option, if I'm going to be honest. But I guess they're just going to hold out their... Okay, they're going to play out their threats. That's completely fair. Let's play out the Fraying Sanity. Sure. We're then going to play out... Honestly... Should I mill them for 12? Create that urgency? I don't know. The thing is, like, am I really taking lethal next turn? If they fetch shock, these are 5/5s. They're just playing Dimir. I don't know. I don't know. This is I think I just go for the win here. I think that's the idea. I think I just go for the win here, honestly. Because I just rely on maybe like top decking something great. At the end step, they're gonna, you know, gonna mill with Fraying Sanity. More cards, which is great. They're now at 16. Got some not dead after all. Yeah, this is just Dimir scam. Okay. Delta. Nothing to grab. Nothing to grab, folks. Let me tell you, if I ever seen something so beautiful. Okay, so I'm not going to get Orcish Bowmastered here. I will say that. I refuse. Yeah, just not letting that happen. Because I think this crab could be part of a win if we can get there. That's why did they... Yeah, okay, that's fair. Just to increase the damage. That's fair. Okay. I don't win here. That's so unfortunate. Maybe I should have just played the Shelldock. Maybe that was better setup. I was relying on maybe like drawing into something. So close. Can't do anything. Trapmaker, Snare. They're not going to search their library. I have no way to do that. I can, like, essentially I can mill them for 12. You know, they're not going to mill any more from there. They draw a card, go to 1, you know, GG's. Yeah, that's game. That's fine. All right. Maybe I should have just played the Shelldock. I was thinking they would probably kill the crab. This is a Fatal Push matchup. Through and through. Fatal Push and Ensnaring Bridge. I could also see playing Spell Pierces, honestly. I think this is a joke. Honestly, in this matchup, I think this is a joke. I think we're just playing like hard mill here. Whiplash Trap is like kind of funny, but like not what we're playing for. I'll get 2 of these, play 2 Fraying Sanities, maybe. Maybe that's good. I don't think Fraying Sanity is that good here. I think it's probably one of the not great decisions in this deck, but it's okay. We're going to start to see why this deck list kind of wanes a little bit in matchups like this. That's okay. This matchup is honestly just bad by itself anyway. So I'm really not like... I'm not being fair to the card by saying stuff like that. So let's do this. We're going to play this and pass. We can Spell Pierce the Thoughtseize that they play. Yep. What are they going to do here? Yep. You Spell Pierce the Thoughtseize they play here. Oh, no Thoughtseize. No Thoughtseize. Okay. All right, opponent. Pass through there. Fatal Push is kind of nice. I will say that. Mystical Dispute. Can't play around everything. Stern Scolding. Okay. Fair enough. Fair enough. All right. Do this now before, I don't know, they take my fetches with their Douthie. Not that they can use it, but it's fine. All right, opponent, what do you got for me? There is also a world where field ruining their stuff is very relevant, so. This game sucks. Yep. Yeah. Should have saved my fetch. The opportunity presented itself, but I mean, it's like kind of the same thing, yeah. Okay, so we'll take that. I mean, why? What? I think my opponent made a mistake here. You take, I think they misclicked. You take Spell Pierce, because I can't Fatal Push that. What? What? Okay, my opponent made a mistake there. I will 110% take that. They have not made a land drop either. Wow. Okay. My opponent made a big mistake there. Let's play that. This is where like this, yeah, like it's like I'm gonna play this, but the Trapmaker Snare, I wish it was just a mill spell. I wish it was just the Tasha's, or a removal that we could be playing, or a preordain, honestly. So, all right, that's great. I'll hit him with that. Just mill them more, right? Just take lands out of their deck, take threats out. That's perfectly fine. And pass through there. 20 cards in there. Our Visions of Beyond are pretty live draws here. And it's pretty nice. It's pretty nice. A lot of spells milled over in that bunch, I will say. Not fun. Ooh. Well then. Opponent. Let's see what they play. They will definitely try and play it on non-basic. I will say that. Yeah, if they have one, they'll play that out. Yep. Paying some costs. Opponent. Hit them with that. Let's do this now. Let's just do this now. Yep. Field of Ruin. Come on, opponent, what's going on? Let's get out an island. Let's go Trapmaker Snare. Archive Trap. Hit him with that Archive Trap. Pass right through. Ensnaring Bridge off the top. Ensnaring Bridge off the top. Come on. Ensnaring Bridge off the top. Nails this right now. Okay. I allowed them to play Dutch Shadow. Completely fair. Cacophony. I'm at 17. I did turn this game from... That was completely fair. So if I lose this game, this one's on me. This one's on me. I will take this. I should have done this all at their end step. Should have done this all at their end step. Okay, no lands to grab. Okay, good. It's just a tap land. Just a tap land. All right. Fractured Sanity off the top for the win. It's only fair. Sanity off the top for the win. I mean, I guess they would have just played Death Shadow this turn. They would have won anyway next turn. It doesn't like really matter. It's the same thing. They would have won anyway next turn. Even if I... Okay, this is... Guys, don't play dead cards in your mill deck. This is why. This hand is... I feel like this is the first 7 I've kept in like 50 games or something. Last swig of the Coke. All right. Might be second last. There's a little bit in there, but okay. We'll Shelldock Isle. Our curve's kind of off, but that's fine. We're going to put an Archive Trap under there. Pass through from there. Next turn, we can go... I mean, we're not going to Cacophony next turn, I don't think. Let's see what our opponent does. Somebody. Not somebody, somebody. Oh, it's thing too. Oh, I can't even kill that. Okay, yeah. This is where tap lands matter, folks. This is why tap lands suck. Okay, well... I'm going to play the Watery Grave tapped because I do not want to enable a Murktide region. Or the Unholy Heat. So Ragavan's going to block here. It's probably going to get... If we're lucky, it doesn't get bolted. If we're unlucky, then, you know, everything. But yeah, so we'll hit this... Yep. Probably gets heated. No. Interesting. Okay. I'm down. Okay. All right. Okay. I'm kind of down. All right. I'll force a counterspell with this Fraying Sanity. Yeah, I'll force a counterspell with this Fraying Sanity. If Fraying Sanity resolves, I just win this game. This is a joke. There's no way this resolves. You have to have a counterspell or its spell pierce. Be so for real. Yeah, exactly. Okay. Yeah, this is... Yeah, that was not resolving. Next turn, if they play a Murktide Regent, I can kill it. That's it. That's what I got. If they play a Murktide Regent, hopefully they don't have a third land. Well, okay. Well, at least they have to fetch, so we'll say that. Okay, block there. Shouldn't pass through though. Yeah, because I'm gonna get an Archive Trap off, which is just gonna make my life with the... Oh, Grixis! Grixis. You don't say. You don't say. Fill this out now. Yep. Force of Negation to Shana Tidebinder. What is this? Grixis. Okay, alright, fair enough. Okay. I don't want to play this right now. I don't want to play this right now because next turn I can really just turn the dial up here. Trapmaker Snare is hilarious. I might just have to. Trapmaker Snare is absolutely diabolical, and I will, I think. Let's get the Spire Bluff Canal. Not gonna go that route, so it's fine. We'll Field of Ruin. That's fine. Get your blue. We'll grab ourselves. There's a world where I double drown, or I symmetry into Snare next turn, or whatever. Okay. I'll grab the swamp. Pass through there. Let's get a Trapmaker Snare. Come on, opponent. That sucks. Okay, well, it wouldn't have countered my Archive Trap, but okay. All of that for nothing. Okay, well, we're gonna take a bunch of damage here. Not a crazy amount, but it's okay. I'm gonna create a treasure. Drown. Okay. All right. What is this? Okay. Fair enough. Some type of like Grixis tempo right now. Oh, that's so good. Let's hit him with this. Right? Hit him with the Cacophony. Right? Hit him with the Spell Stutter. Like, hit him with the Drown on the Spell Stutter. Right? Hit him with the Cacophony. They draw to 16. Oh, we're so close. We're so close on this Archive Trap being something. Right? They're just gonna try and untap that even sooner. That's fine. So we're gonna take some damage here. Archive Trap unfortunately does not do it just yet, but that's okay. We can get there. We can get there. Let's see if we can get them to draw some cards. Ooh, that does get them to draw some cards. That does get them to draw some cards. Definitely worth their while to cast. We'll say that. Definitely worth their while to cast. We don't necessarily lose next turn, right? Okay, they're gonna draw 3 cards. So now Archive Trap is lethal, right? Tishana Tidebinder is quite the thing. Okay. All right. If there ever was a card that won me a game, it's Scheming. If there ever was a card that could win me a game in this spot, it'd be now. Let's do it. Scheming Symmetry for the win. Symmetry for the win. We're going to put Fractured Sanity on top. Symmetry for the win. All right, opponent. What do you got? Opponent really deep in their deep in their thoughts right now. We're gonna archive trap. Xaxes. Do you have it? Do you have like double counter spell right now? Because they do have the ability to pay for it here. With this. That's if they have the amount of blue left though. They are playing Grixis, so another basic island is in there. Remember that. Let's see. Okay. So they're gonna return. They're gonna K command return Spell Stutter Sprite. Oh no, you're not. It's not the end of the world, honestly. Right, gonna activate this, activate the Shelldock, so they can't Tishana's me here. Flame of Anor, it's interesting. Nice, okay, we got there. Okay, Scheming Symmetry won me that game. I'll wholeheartedly recognize that. This is it's actually kind of tough. This is a Spell Pierce and Fatal Push type of matchup. This is where we get rid of these, we get rid of 2 of these and then 1 of these. Honestly, I think all of them actually. I don't think Scheming Symmetry is that great at all. Ensnaring Bridge, no, it gets like K commanded and everything. Honestly, just bring it back. Yeah, just bring it back. I could see Soul Guide Lantern. They're playing Snapcaster Mages. Yeah, whenever. You know what's funny though? Whiplash Trap is kind of funny here. I was gonna say Orcish Bowmasters. Whiplash Trap is kind of funny. Yeah, because it's 2 creatures entering the battlefield. They don't need to be cast, so Whiplash Trap is kind of funny. No, better, much better. We're gonna drop an island. That is much better. That is miles better. I'm a big fan. Come on. Opponent. Take my Fatal Push. Okay, fair enough. We are going to play this and pass. I'm not letting you get out of threat for free. You kidding me? Not letting you get out of threat for free. I'm holding on my Fatal Push. What do you think this is? What do you think this is? We're not playing out Crab right now. Okay. Got untapped. Play this. I'll play this for the counter spell. So I really want this Hedron Crab to resolve. So that's why I played around like the counter spell there as best I could. Not gonna fetch this. I don't need to. Not until they do something. There's no need for me to force any type of value on their turn. Yep, that's not happening. Play this and pass. That's it. Don't need to do anything. Pretty reactive hand. Pretty reactive hand. Let's see here. Let me 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 see what happens here. Opponent just developing their, and I'm just developing their lands here, and I'm not really a fan. I'm not really a fan. I will say that. Okay. Okay. I hate you so much for that. Well, in that case, that's going to get countered. Right? In that case, that's going to get countered. Right? You're going to counter... Tishana's is going to do what, right? Counter up to 1. Right? You're going to count... You're going to time walk me there. And I'm going to... Because that left the battlefield, I'm going to fatal push that. And then I'm going to Shelldock. How does this work? So counter up to... Yeah, so... Yeah, it just counters it straight up. That's fine. That is insane. We're going to put a... probably just a Watery Grave under there. That's actually really unfortunate. It's kind of... I will say it's kind of nice, though. Like, just getting all those lands out of the way off the top. But that is really not a set of draws we wanted. We were able to at least kill the Tishanas there and keep our crab alive. Which is kind of nice. Forcing kind of, again, the Molten Collapse out of them there. Okay. I think what I'll do is we'll just cast this. Force some more interaction out of them. If they have it. Nope. Sure. Okay. Orcish Bowmasters is probably the scariest thing that they could bring in against me right now. But let's see what they do here. Yeah, that, how many cards do they bring in, actually? I'm just, like, realizing they brought in, like, so many thing cards. So we will, in response to that, they have a hard counter spell. Then we can counter that. Kind of nice, but like also not. I should have like fetched first to increase my odds. Okay. Small things, small things. Small things. I should have fetched first. Oh well. Bowmasters comes in. Okay. What do you got? Flame of Anor. Ooh. Good spell pierce target right there. Amazing spell pierce target at this point in the game. Next turn we can play. We'll just be taking 2 a turn. Happy to just throw out a Shelldock Isle, honestly. Yeah, based on what they're doing. Or is it Prismatic Vista that I throw out? Because they'll probably just sink 2 mana into that. Let's see what they do. We'll go to their end step. They might just pay 2 mana for the fairy. Sure. Yep, and then we'll hit them with this. Pass through from there. Kind of some desperate actions. It's going to be a little tough here. They're going to untap the fairy here. Taking a ton of damage now. 5 damage a turn. Yep, they're still not under 20 thanks to how they like boarded in. Fractured Sanity under there for sure. Fortunately, that other Shelldock Isle is completely useless, and they don't know that. But that's fine. That's for them to worry about. On their upkeep, I will cast his vision so that they use their spells now. That actually wasn't that correct, because this deals more damage to me right now. Yeah, that was not correct. That literally lost me the game. Yeah, I'm being dumb here. Okay, I'll take that one. I'll take that one. That was dumb. I forgot this grew the orc army. I thought it was just the damage. I will actually bring in a Whiplash Trap. I'll actually bring in a Whiplash Trap instead of a Scheming Symmetry. That was dumb. I should have waited. I would have taken 5 damage there. Then I could have visions that end step. Yeah, that just wasn't the right time to visions. This is fine. It just wasn't the right time to visions. So they're just bringing in their whole sideboard. And I just really hope they stutter a bit. They mulligan once. You know, you take those, truly. Oh, come on, mulligan one more time. Mulligan one more time. Mull to 5, just so good. Just these mid-range decks having no resources, always a great time. Always a great time, I will say that. Opponent deep in thought as to whether or not they should be keeping all this stuff. Oh. Opponent still thinking. They're going to keep it. Okay, fair enough. We're actually just going to go Watery Grave tapped. Don't see a need to play that out. If they thought seize me, they thought seize me. We can or can't keep that. See what happens. Well, shouldn't just be passing through straight. I got for 1 blue. Preordain? Love me a good preordain. What? They just like... What? I don't understand. I don't understand. I don't understand. Alright, opponent. Mystical Dispute? No. Okay, well... You're not gonna have removal, so what I'm gonna do... Get the Vista. Might as well take advantage of the situation here. Do this now. Bring in a Watery Grave, it's fine. Bring it in tapped. If they play 1 spell and I archive trap them, it's gonna be a good time. Oh. And I screwed up. I passed right through, did not expect them to Lorien revealed. Ooh. Alright, dashed in Ragavan. I think we're gonna block that. Yeah, dash in Ragavan. I could be visioning like visions here. Everything's going terribly here. Everything is going terribly here. Okay, well, now we have the alt plan, so we're just gonna throw mill spells at them. That's the plan. We're just gonna be. They could be 13 cards deeper here, but unfortunately, we're being dum-dums. It's okay. Next turn, we can do some fun things at them. So they'll dash in a Ragavan here at us. Oh, okay, another one. Great. Okay, all right, now we can... Oh, okay. All right, Watery Grave it is. All right. Dash in a Ragavan? Dash in a Ragavan? I'm tapped out. Come on, please dash in a Ragavan. Please. Please dash in a Ragavan. No, they're just going to hold up the counter spell. All right, that's fine. I'll hit you with this. Let this get countered. That's fine. This is probably better because now my... Oh, okay. All right, I was going to say, now my visions is... thinged here. We'll play this... I could just protect the visions and beyond, which is probably just better. I will just protect the visions and beyond. Perfect. So I will do this. We will drown that. Yeah, we will drown that. And then I will do this now before a Tishanis can get me. And then hold up a Spell Pierce. Perfect. That's 3 Orcish Bowmasters in the yard, at least. Okay. They still have 1 more. Potentially 1 more. I mean, I say potentially. I don't know why you're boarding out Orcish Bowmasters against me, so. Okay, fair enough. Dashed in Ragavan. Take the top card. Okay. If there ever was a card to spell pierce, it's something like that. All right, fair. They just want to hold up the counter spell. I see. Okay, fair enough. So they just want to hold up the counter spell. I'm gonna cast this at you. Yep. And I'm gonna spell pierce that. They are not happy about this. I've been having the answers all the way through. Just like, what if I played this properly? Can you imagine? Can you imagine? What if I played this game properly? I milled over so many cards. I should have won at this point, but whatever. Okay, Dashed in Ragavan hits me again. Hits me again. Okay. All right. What do you got now? What do you got now for this 2 mana? Back to hand. Probably another counter spell. Right? Counterspell, counterspell. That's insane. They definitely have like another counterspell at least in hand. Or a spell stutter sprite. Spell stutter sprite is an interesting one. Okay, well, that's not that useful right now, is it? We'll play this. I would really like it if they searched that library. That top deck Scheming Symmetry would have won this game here. I will say that. A top deck Scheming Symmetry would have won this game. Okay. All right, opponent. Don't want to use counterspell against that right now. Completely fair. Completely fair. Completely fair. All right. Go to their main. What's happening right now? Opponent. Opponent. What's going on with you, opponent, right now? Okay, I don't want to completely pass through because, you know, they only have 4 mana here. And I'm 100% down to like go, you know, counterspell on the Ragavan. I'm down. All right, Sumbori. All right, Sumbori. What do we got? Sumbori? Okay. Okay. Crab, I'm not that attached. I'm more attached to the threats that they can play. Ooh. Well then. Oh, opponent. Okay. All right. GG's? Trapmaker Snare? You gotta have an answer to all of these. Yeah, we're gonna Trapmaker Snare. Grab it. Don't grab a Whiplash Trap now. Grab an Archive Trap. Trapmaker Archive Trap you again? 0 cards? Yeah, baby, we're 3-1 in this league. Let's see if we can't get the 4-1. Last game of this league. I'm also, honestly, the pressure's already off. I really like just, you know what? You have the 3-2. You just keep it cash. I like it. You just get your stuff back. Open up a treasure chest. It's always a good time. Scheming Symmetry. So far. I mean, the Trapmaker Snares. At least 2. So, Fraying Sanity is probably the worst part about this deck. I will say that. Fraying Sanity is actually the worst part about this deck. That is a top deck that we have yet to like really, you know, just take advantage of to its fullest at all. That one game where we had, it was completely useless. Just really wish Fraying Sanity was a mill spell. But okay, Delighted Halfling. Don't have a way to answer that, but this is going to be a deck that really is going to search their library a fair amount. Okay. Don't make it this easy. Don't make it this easy. Don't make it this easy. Okay, so... Right? So we're going to do this. We're going to hit him with the Watery Grave. Right? And then what we're going to get is we're probably just going to grab it and get another crab. Because if they grist here minus all my crabs, I don't think I have the win off this. So we can mill him for 26. I need another crab to get the win. So we mill him for 26. And then it's like pretty much exactly lethal with another crab. So we Scheming Symmetry. So we get another crab here. I think mathematically that's what I want. It's going to be the Rune Crab because I have the fetch land, right? This is an insane turn 2 here. This is an absolutely unhinged turn 2. Was I wrong about Scheming Symmetry? I don't want to say too much until I win the game. I don't want to say too much until I win the game. All right. If I lose the game, all right, but Scheming Symmetry and Trapmaker Snare coming together. I got to highlight both cards, but you know, when your hands are this busted, ooh, baby. When your hands are this busted. Okay. Hit him with this. Then you hit him with this. Oh, wow, and you pass the turn. That's all I gotta say. That's all I gotta say at this point. That's, I don't know. Okay, Wall of Roots. Opponent, it can't just be Wall of Roots. It can't just be Wall of Roots. I'm gonna play Crab next turn. It's about to go so crazy. They can only activate this once a turn. Oh no. Opponent, opponent, opponent. No. Rune Crab. The nuts. The nuts. Hit him with the Supreme. Oh no. Oh no. Oh no. Gotta hit him with him. Gotta hit the opponent with this. All right. Do you have the endurance in hand? That is it. That is the thing I lose to here. If you have the endurance in hand, all right. I will concede. If you have the endurance, I'll concede. Oh. Okay. 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 The one endurance, by the way, I want to point out the one of Mainboard endurance. One of Mainboard endurance. The one of Mainboard endurance. Should have gotten a drown. Honestly, should have gotten a drown. Should have gotten a drown. I was thinking about Grist. Should have gotten a drown. Oh well. Oh well. Now I get Gristed. Completely fair. Completely fair. That is hilarious. Should have gotten a drown. Oh well. I was thinking they play Grist minus kill my crab, hope for the best type of thing. All right, pass the turn. We'll start shooting down my crabs. Maybe they do some more tutoring. They have a bunch of the mana they need here. Yeah, maybe they start doing some tutoring. I can archive trap them, build them for some more. Draw visions, find my way. Shouldn't pass through. They're gonna cord. Yeah, okay. There you go. So I got cord for how much? Dryad Arbor. Okay. What this? Gotta find that other gotta find that other endurance in there. 24 cards. Gotta go through it again. Gotta go through that one again. Visions of Beyond is probably one of my best top decks right now. Scheming Symmetry also isn't terrible. It's just not ideal. Yeah, Symmetry also, yeah, it's not terrible. If you have Endurance, you Endurance me now. I just want to point that out. It is completely correct now to do that. You got a green. Okay. I'm down to just, yeah. Okay. Yeah. Maybe should have gotten a drown. Oh well. We're gonna do some of this. Probably some of this and this, and then yeah, just play it like that. Fraying Sanity is just definitely like the worst card we have. Get rid of all those. Definitely, we don't want to get rid of Trapmaker Snare because we're bringing in the Ravenous Trap. So Whiplash Trap, unfortunately, does not affect Grist on the field. Okay. No. Yes. Better. We'll keep this, drop 1 drown. All right, opponent. Hit me with it. Let me see it. I gotta find the endurances. That's the key here. I gotta find the endurances. Blooming Marsh. Pass. Okay. Trapmaker Snare. Okay. It's not bad. I'm not mad at that. We get a basic. Nothing super crazy. Nothing super crazy. Okay. Do I counter this? Am I supposed to counter this? Just let it resolve. Yep. All right, let's keep it going here. Visions of Beyond, not terrible, not bad, but we're unfortunately having to make a Oboro be our land drop. Turn to my hand. Oboro is unfortunately our land drop. That's fine. They will tutor at some point when you start countering their stuff. Okay, so I can counter most of everything that they play here. Second World Roots is fine. Got Wall Roots out. Okay, you can chord for 1. Chord for 2, actually. You can chord for 2. Get out of Bowmasters or something. I think it's correct to probably just do this now. If they chord for 2, I can't get Bowmasters. I don't know. Maybe it wasn't correct to do this now, but if they play Bowmasters, I just kill it. Whatever. It's not the end of the world. Because then if they chord, I like double trap them. So, you know, there is that too. So we'll get ourselves an Archive Trap. That is awful. Bring this back to hand. Play it. Yeah, honestly, play it and then... Yeah, play it and hold up Drown. That's probably the best thing that we can do. There are 12 cards in there. And create a ton of mana next turn. Perfectly fine. I think we can win this based on like what's going on right now. I think we should at least be able to force a game 3, which is kind of nice. Wrist. Yep, just counter that. Yep. Okay, no play from there. Yeah, because they used both of the Wall of Roots. It's like 3 Grist gone? 2 Grist gone. Oh, finally. Finally, we get another blue source. Build them a bit more. Eland. We're going to play a Soul Guide Lantern. We're going to ping out our own stuff so that if they play one spell like Envisions, I'm going to ping out our own stuff here. Just pass through, really. Fortunately, I cannot find that endurance. I cannot find that endurance. Okay. So we were able to mill them a bit there, which is kind of nice. Oh, they're going to cord. Oh, okay. Okay, I'm going to draw 3 cards first then. I'm going to first draw 3 cards. I appreciate that. Thank you, opponent. Oh, baby. Return a creature or planeswalker. Like based on their board, like without Grist, they can't really win. I mean, Grist doesn't really win them the game here. I'm pretty sure I just take Yawgmoth. Pretty sure I just take Yawgmoth here. Yeah, pretty sure I just take Yawgmoth here. That way, like, they can get, like, Shieldred, and that's perfectly fine. But based on what they have right now, the problem is I just don't want them. Yeah, they have 1 endurance. Okay. Yeah, like they can get whatever they want. Like I have the win next turn. Actually, based on what's in their hand, the Beseiju is actually really problematic. I will say that. Can they? What are they gonna grab here? That's the big question. What are they gonna grab? Returns Grist. That's fair. So they can't play Grist and cord for endurance, but they can. The Beseiju makes this so hard. The Beseiju actually makes this so hard. But there's a way to do this. There's a way to do this. So they'll. Oh, okay. So they won't. They'll mill themselves. Okay, that's fine. Did they play the Verdant Catacombs? No, they drew the Delighted Halfling. So they didn't find... Actually, this isn't that bad. So they didn't find the Endurance. That was the real concern. Did they find Endurance? They can... 1, 2, 3... They can cord for the Endurance. They can cord for the Endurance. Okay. Now they can't cord for the endurance. Okay. Sure. If they somehow are able to stop all of this, then I will exile their graveyard. Now they can't cord for endurance. Which is fine by me. Because now you lose. And I can force game 3. Okay, upkeep, draw my card. Play this. Play this, yeah. Right. Kill them for 3. Scheming Symmetry. No. I want to... Okay, hold on. Don't pass through everything here. We're going to mill him first. Scheming Symmetry. Do this. So we have to do this now. Sealed. Always sealed. Okay, now we Scheming Symmetry. I don't know, like at this point we just get like a Visions of Beyond off the top or something. I actually like genuinely don't know. All right, like I guess grab that. They can't chord for enough. They can chord for 1 because this doesn't count as a creature. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, they just predicted the loss there, so at least we can force a game 3. Scheming Symmetry coming through again. Yeah, I mean, game 1 definitely could have looked for a drown. Hindsight's 2020. Yeah, hindsight's 2020 though, so you know. The one thing I lose to is the endurance. The 1 of endurance is in their hand. Come on. Be so for real. I was playing to the odds that was more likely. If I didn't draw a crab there, I didn't have it. Right? If they played Grist and they killed my crab and I didn't put a crab on top, I didn't have it there. Just saying. I can't keep this hand. They boarded in 3 more cards than usual. I didn't even notice that. I can't keep this hand. If this hand was Swamp, Scheming Symmetry, Triple Trap, though, they're gonna mull to 6. That's fine. We're gonna mull 2 because we're on the draw, so we got more cards. This is a little better. We will drop the Trapmaker Snare. Because if we can mill over, they mulled a 4. They mulled a 4. Hey, yo, they mulled a 4. What is going on? Opponent. This is high tier tech because that means there's more cards for me to mill. Just saying. It might actually end up mattering. Just saying. Mulligan to 4. Opponent really thinking if it's like worth doing it again. I love this. You know what? This is what Yawgmoth players deserve. Good. All right, Forest Pass. Oh my. Get the Mana Dork too. All right. I mean, I'm going to play Cacophony on 2, so the goal is to surgical like Yawgmoth or Grist. I mean, they just play Grist, so let's see what they do here. Scavenging Scooze. Okay. Scavenging Ooze. A removal spell would be high tier right now. Okay. Let's see what we can find. Mill over the Endurance. Find the Yawgmoth. Okay. Orcish Bowmasters is also a legitimate concern, but let's just play to what we have right now. Let's take the combo out. They have the 1 of Endurance in their hand. I love it. What a beautiful... Oh, they have another Endurance. Okay. What a beautiful existence. Well, in that case... you're going to lose your Orcish Bowmasters. Play an island. I don't think I'll need to remove anything just immediately, but actually probably should have just grabbed the swamp because I'm realizing that they don't have a land. They don't have a land, and it's better for me to just have the black for the removal. Okay, mistake. Fatal Push is the card that you draw. Of course it is. Fatal Push is the card that you draw. Wow. I'm so happy about that. Okay, they did mull to 4, and I might just get sauced on a mull to 4, which is absolutely insane, but okay. Cast this. Let's get the black source now. It doesn't really matter. Let's get the black source now. Okay, I need ways to win the game now. I need ways to win this game now. They mull to 4, and somehow they're still winning this game. I'm going to lose against someone that mulled to 4. Scavenging Ooze is like a crazy threat too. Like in this situation, it's probably like the best threat that they could have. Like actually the best threat that they could have. And I can't like necessarily, yeah, like it's like I can't necessarily, like I have to pop this now or it's like a 2-turn clock. Right, I have to do this now. Like it's like, yeah, it's like they hit me here. Oh, they still get the counter regardless? Oh no, they don't. Okay, yeah. Okay. Yeah, that's what I was hoping for. So now it's not like they deal 6 damage to me and then I'm left at 6. Now they have to deal 5/5. Which is what I'm hoping for. That was a mistake. I can't play the field now. I can't develop my mana. Yeah. Okay, so we're just gonna pass. I can't. I can mill myself, but it's fine. I can mill myself. That is absolutely insane. Okay, all right, I'm left at 1. No Crypt Incursions. Lost to a Yawgmoth player on a mold of 4. Okay. I again, another situation where I'm further messing myself up here. I could mill myself and then play that crab. Now at least I can chump the Scavenging Ooze, but to what end? There's no life gain here. To what end? And then they have the Endurance in hand. Yeah, all right, whatever. Okay, all right, that's the league. At least we went 3-2. At least when we went 3-2, that's fine. I'm relatively satisfied. Scheming Symmetry, I will say, did win us a ton of games. A ton of games. So we'll open up the treasure chest, see what we get. 15 play points is pretty nice. We're at like kind of the 200 there. It's great. And then we have some like random cards. Okay. All right. GG's. That feels great.